How do physicians manage severe post-surgical pain in patients who have a history of opioid use disorder? A Norfolk, Nebraska doctor is using an innovative device to provide pain relief to patients without opioids. KTIV's Taylor Deckert shows us how in Healthbeat 4.
Dr. John Lamley, an orthopedic surgeon at Faith Regional Health Services, is performing knee replacement surgeries regularly on his patients. He's using a cold therapy device to help alleviate the use of opioids post-op. The device, iovera.
It is a handheld device that we use in the clinic preoperatively before knee replacement surgery. What it is designed to do is alleviate postoperative pain, to allow patients to use less narcotics after surgery, to allow them faster return to function, and hopefully make the process overall less difficult, less painful than what knee replacement used to be.
It delivers ice crystals underneath the skin, inducing numbing cold therapy to freeze the nerve where the incision will be. This immediately blocks the nerve from sending pain signals to your brain for up to 90 days.
It's continued multimodal pain medicine with using anti-inflammatories, opiates, and Tylenol. It's in addition to preoperative injections or intraoperative injections.
It gets patients through the first 6 to 12 weeks after knee replacement with the goal to use no opioids post-surgery.
Patients were having less call-ins for refill for prescription narcotics. Physical therapists were noticing that patients were regaining function faster, getting their motion back sooner.
Between 80 to 90% of patients of Dr. Lamley are getting treatment from this device, helping them get pain under control in a safe way rather than turning to the strong prescriptions.
I have some patients that have been on long-term narcotics, and it is a very, very good option because of the fact that people who have been on long-term narcotics, they tend to be more sensitive to pain and require more post-operative pain medication. So using this to try to alleviate that has been extremely beneficial for them.
Reporting in Norfolk, Nebraska, Taylor Deckert, KTIV News 4.
This cold therapy device was developed in Omaha. Dr. Lamley specializes in general orthopedics, providing treatment for sports-related injuries and hip and knee replacement surgeries.